Hey everyone, I'm back, and I just finished watching Him, and I have to say I'm pretty disappointed, and I didn't really enjoy it that much, so let's get into it. Before watching this movie, there were a few red flags that were telling me that it may not have been that great, and one of them being that it was actually taken out of theaters near me in less than 2 weeks, which is really rare for a movie. And I saw the reviews and they were very bad. But I'm like, you know what? I'm a really big fan of Marlon Wayans and I kind of want to still give this movie a chance. So I watched it anyways. And I thought there's no way that it can be as bad as the reviews are saying and as bad as people are claiming it is. But it really was this time. So first of all, this movie was supposed to be a football horror thriller kind of movie. That's what it was being marketed as. So I was expecting it to be like really scary and maybe have some twists in it, and it just didn't do that. And I also had really high expectations just because Jordan Peele's name was so heavily associated with the movie and they used him a lot for marketing clout. But it turns out like he didn't even make the movie. He didn't have much of a role in it. He just produced it. And I was expecting a movie that was going to be like Jordan Peele's previous movies, like Get Out or Us, and just on that level. And it wasn't. But why would it be? Because he didn't create it. He didn't write it and he didn't direct it. They were just marketing it in a way where his name was like plastered all over it. And I guess that also got my hopes up. Anyways, the storyline basically surrounds this football player, this quarterback named Cameron Cade, and he is attacked and has a brain injury, but he's still trying to like get onto this one football team. So there's this legendary quarterback for the Saviors named Isaiah White, who's played by Marlon Wayans, and he basically offers to train Cameron to get on this team. He agrees to train him at like his secret compound, like that's in the middle of nowhere. So Cameron leaves everything behind, his family and his life, to go train under Isaiah, who, by the way, he's also been idolizing since he was a child, and his father was also idolizing as when he was a child, and that's kind of the reason he got into football, was because of his father, and his father was a huge fan of Isaiah's. So yeah, Cameron basically goes to train with Isaiah. Again, he's just trying to, recover from this brain injury and also just become a better player so that he can get signed onto this team. And so while he's there, there's just a bunch of weird things that start happening, and there's like some moments that give psychological horror, and then there's like these weird ritualistic things and cult-like things that are happening. And the whole time while he's there training with Isaiah, he starts to realize that this may not be the life that he wants. And there's this whole build-up where it makes it seem like in the end there's gonna be like some big twist or there's gonna be some big revelation, and it turns out to be exactly what I expected during the entire movie. Like, it was just so predictable. So at the end of the movie, he has to fight Isaiah. They fight each other to see who's better. And then obviously Cameron wins. He kills Isaiah, and then he ends up going through this tunnel, entering a football field, and there's the owners of the football team waiting there for him, including his agent and including Isaiah's wife, who's also one of the owners, I guess, or like part of this cult that owns the football team. And so they try to force Cameron to sign a contract, basically signing over his soul to the devil to be the next GOAT football player. So actually Cameron ends up not signing the contract. He refuses to sign, and so he remembers his childhood and his father and his family, and he realizes that this is not what they would want him to do. And it's also not what he even wants to do anymore, because he's seen what the life of being a GOAT athlete is, and he doesn't like it. So he turns it down. And then he kills everyone, the team owners and everyone there, and then the movie ends. Wow. So I guess that was the big twist. I don't know, the buildup was just pretty good, like the buildup was leading me on to think that there would be like some huge, really enjoyable ending, and it was so disappointing. Throughout the movie, there were some really cool scenes. I will say things were very visually aesthetic and visually fun to watch, but a lot of these visuals just seemed like they were just dropped in there without much connection to the story or much connection to the characters. It just seemed like there was just a bunch of visuals with nothing to it, just stuff that was nice to look at. And I really enjoyed the acting though. I mean, again, I'm a fan of Marlon Wayans, and I thought that he was a pretty good like antagonist. He was basically this like psychopath retired football player slash coach and mentor, and he played it pretty well. Tyreek Withers, his performance was also, you know, pretty good too. And also Isaiah's wife, who was played by Julia Fox. Again, Julia Fox, you know, she just has a lot of social media clout, and after the whole Kanye thing, she's just huge because of that. She's not a great actress, but she was kind of entertaining to watch. And there were a lot of funny moments too. I thought that blending in comedy was pretty good. It was pretty well done. I laughed a lot, and I would say the comedy moments were some of the most enjoyable parts for me, because the horror elements didn't give much, you know, like I wasn't really too impressed by the horror aspect of it and the thriller aspect of it, but those comedy scenes in there, you know, they were pretty fun. And the movie started off pretty strong, you know, the atmosphere was built up pretty well, and the storyline started off okay, but it just didn't end well. And it also ended so abruptly. Like, the ending wrapped up in the last few minutes of the movie, and it was just like they just laid it out all for us in the last few minutes. I feel like they could have, you know, halfway through the movie, instead of wasting time on all these cool visuals, they could have just started to wrap up the story from a little bit more early on. I don't know, overall it just seemed like there was so much buildup, the ending was rushed, and the movie didn't really know where it was going. It seemed like a little bit disorganized. So I don't know, if you've watched this movie or if you're planning on watching it, come back and let me know what you guys think about it. And if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate the support. And until next time, thanks for watching.